So like I said, like there's some jobs will tell you, look, in about 2 or 3 years, you can move up and make this. And you be like, what? In 2 or 3 years? Bro, that ain't even no 6 figures you talking about. Come on, man. Stop that, man. Stop playing with me, bro. There ain't even enough to live. 3 years, inflation might even be higher. And if it don't, there still ain't gonna be enough to live because rent done went up. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, bro. That's why I said, man, you should never be content with where you are. You should always want more out of your life. You should always want better. Now, I know everybody's different. Everybody has like, hey, Eric, I'm different. I'm happy doing this. If you happy doing that, be happy doing with that. But don't get mad at other people around you are not happy with what they're doing and they want more out of life. And that's how I am. I'm just not content. You know what I'm saying? And when I hear like speeches by like Gary Casey and all them, I'll be like, yeah, he just activates it even more where I realize, nah, man, I gotta have more out of life. I just can't have this. I just can't be content with just a salary or a job. You know what I'm saying? I gotta live in what makes me happy. And I tell people all the time, you know, whatever makes you happy, you gotta live in whatever makes you happy. But for me, getting up, driving back, sitting all day, doing this, that ain't what made me happy, bro. Because at the end of the day, I ain't reaping the benefits of this. I'm not getting no profit share. And even when you do get a profit share, it don't be a lot. Come on, man. Come on, man. It ain't no ownership. At any point, somebody can come and just take this away from me and be like, you no longer need it. A prime example. I got offered a job. Well, I didn't get a job, I got offered a job. So I got offered a job. The job was gonna pay me $140. And I'm like, yeah. But then they told me I didn't get the position in Dallas, but they wanted me to move out to Atlanta. Man, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm not going back to Atlanta. I'm not saying I wouldn't go back to Atlanta to live, but I'm not going back to Atlanta to live for no job. And here's the problem. It's the type of job. This ain't no Ford, this ain't no Coke, this ain't no Fortune 500 job. This is a startup job. So which means in startup culture, everything could be going good, and then all of a sudden, boom, it might not go good no more. You can get laid off. You can get whatever can happen to you, and that be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? I've been working with startups. I've seen how this goes. 1 minute it's all good, next minute we ain't got enough money for funding, and then boom, you no longer need it. So, but I know when you work with Fortune 500 companies, they're gonna pay relocation. They move you out there, they're gonna have a plan for you. So if something don't work, they're gonna either pay for you to move back, or they're gonna give you a hefty bonus salary, severance, so you can get up out of that job and come on back. So in my mind, I'm like, nah. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was wondering if they, because they were like, I was like, why did I get there? Like, it was an internal candidate. She's from Macedonia, and she wants to move back to Dallas. I was like, man, what the freak? What? Now, there's two things to that, with my opinion on that. It's either that really happened, or that didn't happen, and they want me to move to Atlanta because it's majority black. But I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna say that's the case, but it could be the case. I've worked at startup cultures. I know how people be talking behind the scenes, like, yeah, let's get somebody black in the city, that way they can relate to everybody, yada, 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 yada. Who knows, you know? I'm not saying it is that, but it could be 50-50. You know what I'm saying? It all depends. You know, I've worked at startups where I was the only black guy there. So we just being honest with the climate of the world. Now, you know, that can happen. Now, am I saying anybody's racist? No. Am I saying that could be the case? Yeah, it could be. You know? Sometimes it's like that. But at the end of the day, I ain't going back. Don't get me wrong. Love the salary. But, nah, I ain't going back. One, Atlanta traffic horrible. It ain't like how it is I'm out here in Dallas. Traffic in Dallas moves. I ain't gotta sit all day. It ain't gonna take me 15 minutes. And two, even they know it's horrible because they're like, well, if you decide to take the position, there's certain places we want you to live. Yeah, there is certain places you want me to live because you know how bad the traffic is. Not out here in Dallas, I'm good. So many highways, tollways, byways, underways, flyways, skyways, that, you know, I'm gonna move around and be able to get around. Plus on top of that, my way of living is a lot different. It's a lot better. I mean, Atlanta was cool, but man, you don't have pockets. And In Atlanta, like I said before, you always got to go downtown to go eat. You always got to go over here to eat. When I lived in Smyrna, you always had to go a certain part. I just couldn't hang out in Smyrna and live good and eat good over there because Smyrna didn't have a lot of things. So I had to go down to Sandy Springs. I had to go over to Marietta a little bit on Cobb. Or I had to go over to downtown Atlanta. Or I had to go over to Tucker. Or I had to go to Decatur or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? And there's no problem with all that. But it's just different. Because you like, man, it's a metro place. Why don't they have pockets for everybody to have enough on each side of town? But there wasn't. There was only certain things on each side of town, like a Walmart, of course, maybe a Costco. But there wasn't restaurant eateries on each side of town and stuff like that so you can eat, you know? Or there wasn't enough on my side that was going to be good like the other side. So let's just say downtown Atlanta got 8, 9 cool restaurants. Smyrna may not even have that many. It may have 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying? But out here in Dallas, they got pockets. Like when I lived in Arlington, they had so many eatery places in Arlington, you'd be like, man, that was good. And then you live over here in Plano, got a lot of places. You live over here in Frisco, got a lot of places. You know what I'm saying? They got so many different areas. Addison, a lot of places. And if you decide to go drive, or South Side, you know, Oak Cliff, you know, DeSoto, you know what I'm saying, South Dallas, if you decide to go over there and eat, it just added to the experience of going to more restaurants where you can eat instead of just being limited to only 3 or 4 restaurants in your area or whatever. So that was one of the things I really didn't like, and when I came out here, I did like. So, you know, going back from having that now, last couple years, to going back over there, nah. And then one of the main priorities now that I'm older is, even though I don't like this because I want to be independent, they got more jobs out here. Bro, when I was in Atlanta them 4 or 5 years, man, it was so hard to find jobs, bro. It was like always in a certain demographic of job. It was like, if you do sales, cool. Or if you do some kind of IT, maybe. Or if you have a startup. Startup wasn't big when I was coming in. It was coming at the end. But even then, when startups coming at the end, everybody don't get a job with startup culture. That's the thing. Everybody don't get a startup job. So there's not that many jobs. And then a lot of times I was realizing a lot of people would live in Atlanta, move away, go get a job somewhere else paying really high, and then move back and get paid even more because they realized when they were there, they weren't getting paid. So it's like very finicky, and then there's more people than a lot of times they hiring. So, nah, man, it just, you got to weigh all those factors in life, bro. You got to weigh all those factors. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man, I got tired of sitting in traffic all the time. I mean, there's a difference between sitting in traffic, but sitting in traffic that ain't moving is aggravating, y'all. I'm telling you, bro. Like, can you imagine? It's 2 o'clock in the morning, you coming from hanging out, and then you sitting in traffic. You like, bro, what is going on? It's 2 in the morning. Yep. And it could be traffic, random accident. You know, I leave Dallas, I come home at 2 in the morning, and nobody out. Everybody at home with their families. I'm just riding through the city. Window rolled down. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like that Jeezy at whatever song, Usher song. Feeling like that Jeezy and Drake song. And you can do anything, and me can be anything. And I forgot how it went, but you know what I'm saying? I done did everything in the city, but you could do anything. I think I'm a little bit off beat with that. I think I'm the wrong tone too. And you can do anything, but you can do anything. Yeah. I done did everything. He said, I did everything in the A but mess with Chili. You know what I'm saying? That song. So, but yeah, man, it's just, nah, man. As you start getting older, you start realizing, like, nah, man. And I ain't even, nah, man. Nah. You know, because I had this happen before. When I got a job with Coke, I was going to stay in Atlanta, but they ended up moving me to Dallas. And that was great. It worked out for me. But I wasn't at that job that long. I was there for 8 months for my boss. My supervisor at the time went crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is startup culture. So with startups, at any moment, things could go haywire. And are they going to pay for me to come back? I doubt it. They might give me a month, 2 severance. That's it. So I'm not saying you are hoping for the bad, but you got to also be optimistic as to what can happen. So, nah, man, I'm straight. Plus, on top of that, we just moved to a new house. Nah, man, I'm straight. I ain't gonna do all that. Nah, like I said, it's a startup. I done messed with startups. I done been at one startup, got hired in January or April. They let us go in October. Talking about we hired too many people. People talking about they done left their jobs to come here to get experience. They on the phone crying. I was just like, yo, when we get our severance, man, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, it's too many cons, not enough pros. I love the city, love being around, the people. I love a lot of people. I love the people that are always pushing for their dreams. A lot of people out there, making stuff happen. I love how a lot of people network. Some people are networking, some people are not networking, but you know how it goes, whatever. I love all that, but I don't love the outside of that. Because if you're not doing some of that, then you still got to deal with a lot of the other stuff that you don't want to deal with. That when you used to live there, you know what's going on. So yeah, I gotta let them know. Probably today, tomorrow. It ain't going. It was cool. The recruiter was cool. The recruiter was super nice. You know what I'm saying? She was super nice. Very update. Let me know what's going on. So it's very rare you get cool recruiters. She was one, and another lady I got rejected for a job on LinkedIn. It was like an international job. She was real cool. She told me exactly why I didn't get it, and I told her thank you. Because sometimes you gotta let these recruiters know, the ones that are being transparent with you and letting you know why you didn't get it. You gotta let them know, you appreciate them, because it's a rough job out here being a recruiter. People always being mad at them. People don't give them love. People don't, show them respect. People get mad at them, yelling and all kind of stuff. So I want a recruiter to know, like, look, even though I didn't get picked, I appreciate you letting me know why I didn't get picked, and I appreciate you, keeping it honest with me and just letting me know what was going on, and you know what I'm saying. And I thank you for that. So I definitely let her know about that. You know what I'm saying. So definitely let they got a payway. See, that's what I'm talking about, payway. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. When I was in Atlanta, we didn't have no payway Chinese restaurant. I remember we had to go, only closest payway to us at the time was in Orlando. Because I remember one of the friends I knew, they were from Orlando. They used to love, like, man, I love payway. I'm like, where is it? Only closest one of us is in Orlando. They ain't got one in Atlanta. I came out here, man, I had payway down the street from me in Arlington, payway over here. Man, Dallas got more eating places than anything. I think at one point they said Dallas had more eating places than 1 square foot than anybody else. Because, it's Texas. Everything go big in Texas. Plus, I didn't realize Dallas was a major area before I moved out here. I always thought it was Atlanta. And then one of my old coworkers was like, nah, Dallas got everything. She was right. They do. They be getting everything. You know how it go when your state's about big business. You gonna get a lot of stuff. Now, if I was acting, you know what I'm saying, like which I plan to be an actor, but right now, later on, which I have the chops and I have the ability to. Then yeah, going back to Atlanta would be great, because I could do some acting at night. Step in, do some stuff, shoot some scenes, do some monologues, you know what I'm saying? Get my chops out there, get my audition reel tape out there, going all that good stuff, But right now, that's part of the plan, but not part of the plan right now. I got some other stuff I want to work on, my CPG brand, and then kind of go down from there. When I be telling First Lady about this, First Lady be like, you just want to do it all. I said, why not? Why not? There's so many people out here living their dreams. Why can't I live my dream? I only get one life. What do you want to focus on? I want to focus on my CPG brand, but then I want to take it to the next level and do other stuff. I just feel like I have so much ability that I want to do it all. And it just sucks, because you got the dreams and you write them out and you can do it, but you just got to have the funds to get out there and do it. And so that's the worst part, man. It just sucks. And I just pray to God, and I just constantly just say, God, give me the ability and the time on this earth to be able to do everything I want to do. Because there's a lot of people out there who don't get that opportunity. Their time gets cut short. They don't really get to live out their whole dreams, their whole lives, or whatever they want to do. So that's why it's always important that, you be saved. I'm glad that I'm saved. I'm glad I know that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. You know what I'm saying? Because, at any moment, you don't know what can happen. You could pass away. You could go. When I was hearing about Matthew Perry dying in his hot tub, small little hot tub. Or you hear about people randomly dying in their sleep, or getting in a car crash and getting hit and dying. You just don't know when it could be your time to go. So since you really don't know when it could be your time to go, you really got to treat things as like, all right, I need to be treating every day like it's my last, and every day that I'm given another day, I need to be making the best benefit of it. That's why a lot of times I get mad going to work for stuff I don't like. First Lady be like, your time's coming, but I just be thinking about how much time I have, or what I'm saying. They be saying you got 84 summers on Earth, or 28 summers. And you be like, what? You start doing the math about how old you would be. You be like, gosh, dang, that ain't a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on how you take care of yourself, take care of your body. And my whole thing is, you know what I'm saying, since you see people going at young ages and stuff like that, you just gotta be like every day going towards what you want to do. Because you just, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I ain't trying to die at the job. Like, what happened? Like, one of my old jobs, one of my coworkers, she had a mild stroke at the job. I was like, what the freak? It just made me realize, like, she had a mild stroke. Everybody had a moment. The next day, we were like, all right. Everybody came to her like, nothing happened. The next week, we said a little prayer. And then it was still on and popping, going back to work. And the crazy part is, when she had a mild stroke, I'm the one that helped her make sure. I was like, yo, what's good? You tell you cold? I gave her my jacket. She said, nah. Then all of a sudden, she said, I'm feeling hot. I said, you feeling hot? You all right? You all right? Yeah. And I was like, all right, let's go get help. When I got help, told them about it. Like, all right, they called the ambulance. They brought the ambulance in. Boom. They said, Eric, you stayed there enough time. Cause at first she didn't want to go to the ambulance, but then they heard about people having strokes and dying, not going. And then, you know, if you had waited a little bit longer, something could have happened. So I'm just glad I was able to be there to help her out. But the simple fact that she had a mild stroke in front of me, I'm like, bro, like, when I saw her face was like this, like, I was like, oh man. I was like, last time I see people faces like that is when they have a stroke. But I'm like, she don't seem to be having any of the symptoms because she was just laughing and we were just joking together. But I guess now it's like, yo, it's happening. So it kind of blew me off. It blew me a little bit, like, oh my goodness. So I'm glad I told somebody, because, you know, she got kids and grandbabies, all that. So it just sucks. It just made me realize, like, look, man, that happened. Next day, everybody back at work, like, going about your business. So that's my point. Like, you really got to do what you got to do, man, because we'll have a moment of silence if they had that the next day. And then we'll act like, all right, on to the next. So that's why I'm like, yo, you got to make sure you out here doing your purpose, following your purpose, whatever it may be, getting out there. You know what I'm saying? Crazy part is, me recording myself talking to y'all is doing me more help than it's doing, you know what I'm saying, anybody. Because y'all get my insights and how I feel and my thoughts, and we're talking to each other. But this is needed for myself because, like I said before, I felt like I put myself out there, but there's certain things I don't put myself out there more because I be feeling like people are going to be like, man, who do you think he is? What do you think he doing? He ain't did this, he ain't did that. And a lot of times, like my friend, homegirl told me, Crystal told me, man, that could just be imposter syndrome. You're thinking that you don't know enough when you really do know enough. Or, you know what I'm saying, you just feel like, yeah, pretty much imposter. Like, you feel like you don't know enough, or you just have the doubts if you can really do it or not. And I don't want to have that, because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't know anything, that are out there putting out stuff, conning people, taking people info, and not doing the right thing. Like, I saw the other day on Instagram, a lady was selling courses. And I'm looking like, okay, let's see what her experience is. She said, I learned everything I could about digital marketing in 1 week. And then I took the expertise of other people, and I'm leveraging their expertise into a course. So essentially what she's saying is, hey, I went and found other people that are selling digital marketing courses. I bought the rewrites to resell it, and now I'm selling it to you. But I don't know nothing about digital marketing because I ain't got no experience, and there's no years of experience. I didn't create this. I just bought somebody else's course, repackaged it, sold it to you, and now you can buy it from me. And then if you want, you can turn around and repackage it as well too. So it's like stuff like that, and you be like, she's getting paid off other people's experiences. And then it made me think, like, my homegirl Chris was like, yo, you have experience area that you can sell to people. You have that people will want to learn. You should tell them about it. They should want to learn. They can talk to you, you know? And she was selling a course for $4.99. If I was going to sell a course, it wouldn't even be that much. I told Crystal about that time. I was like, man, I thought about having an ebook or something like that. It was just going to be $5. She started laughing like, she's like, Eric, you really are a genuine person. I said, yeah, I wasn't trying to tear nobody's mouth out. I was trying to help people be like, look, this is information I got. This is how you get it. This is how you find it. You know what I'm saying? I was giving them legitimate information. I wasn't trying to tear nobody's mouth out. I mean, I understand the person out there working and, you know, trying to build their business and do things like that. And I was just going to sell the experience I've had, the last 10 years of experience with CPG. I was going to sell for $5. She started laughing. She's like, it's kind of low, don't you think? I said, it was more about me helping than trying to make a profit. She said, there's nothing wrong with making a profit. I said, true. But yeah, that's what I was going to sell it for, you know? Because, I mean, a lot of my experience CPG, startup, another startup, brand ambassador work, field marketing, sales, another sales, and then a mixture of stuff. And then all the courses I've taken and things I've learned. So it's just crazy how everybody thinks differently. And I understand people are like, well, if you get a product of $199 and sell this many times, then you'll make this. And I understand that, but I don't know. I guess I just be thinking in my mind, like, what about the people who really want to buy it, but they kind of like going through things in life and they trying to get themselves together. They don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there before. Like, wanted to buy a course, wanted to check it out, but at the time I didn't have the money because either my money was gone because I spent my money paying bills or buying my last little bit of inventory or whatever it may be. So I guess I just be trying to think about them, but then people be like, well, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't downplay your talent and your ability, you know what I'm saying, and you should be able to try what you feel is right. So yeah, that's the type of situation that I be in. But at the end of the day, I just gotta put the course together because like I told her, I was like, should I even put together a course? Because like, look, like I'm working on my water, but I haven't fully been a I'm not full blown with it, like it's every day with it, you know what I'm saying? I haven't gotten to that point where I'm doing it every day, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a full-time entrepreneur, you know. I was a little bit at one point, then that didn't work out. I had to go back and get a job, and I was just telling her about it. She was like, it don't matter. People want to see genuine people build their process and go through this. And she made a lot of valuable points, you know what I'm saying? She made a lot of valuable points about it, you know. Maybe I'm too busy thinking that I have to have it perfect and do this and do that instead of just showing people like, yo, this is how it's gonna be. This is the information you can learn. This is what you could do. You know what I'm saying? She made a lot of good valuable points about it. So, and that's what's good about having people that are supportive, having people that are like think outside the box, having people that are going for their dreams too. You know, it's good to have friends like that because then they can pump into you things to let you know what you should be looking for, or just let you know what's going on, because the Lord knew I needed that word. I needed to hear that, and He sent her at the right time for me to run into her and talk to her about my business and for her to tell me that. So that's why it's definitely important to be able to spot the signs and also be in prayer, you know what I'm saying, so the Lord can use people to help you out and to let you know about different things that are going on or different things that you need to hear. Because, you know what I'm saying, I was telling her before, I was like, yeah, I stopped doing my CPG videos because I just felt like no one cared. She's like, I loved them. They were great. I learned a lot. It was good information. And I would have never known that because she never really say anything on my page. She may have liked it, but never really say anything. So for her to say all that, it just goes to let me know, like, all right, maybe there's other people out there that like it, but they're just not saying nothing, and they just looking and getting information. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that that just makes you be like, all right, I gotta keep doing it. I gotta keep doing it. So, you know, now that we moved, that's my plan now. I got me a little setup now. I got me in the room. Got me a little room. I'm gonna build my content up in there. I'm gonna do all the above and some. Get back to dropping those videos and stuff like that. So, but yeah, man, let me go ahead and go. As you can see, when you're running late, you just throw whatever. I always wear this little sweatshirt because even when I have like a shirt, like a Blockbuster shirt on, like I had last week, or a screen tee, I throw this on top because no one really knows, because it's like a little professional polo. Yeah, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. So let me go ahead and go. We'll chop it up right when I get off, because we're on the 14th floor, but ain't got no signal in that motherfucker, like it's Fort Knox. So it's crazy. I'll be like in there dying because I can't check the internet, and then people get out there and phone calls be coming through, texts come through. It's wild, man. It's real wild. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense to be on the floor and I ain't got no service, bro. What is going on? What is going on? So yeah, we'll check back in when I get off, y'all. All right.